Bill and Turner Ross were born here. It's in this town that they grew up, saw their first movies, and started making their own. Since portraying their hometown in their 2009 debut, 45365, the Ross brothers have become known for recording episodes of American life through a slippery blend of documentary and fiction. This often involves casting non-actors to play themselves in loosely constructed scenarios, as in their 2020 breakout film Bloody Nose, Empty Pockets, set in a Las Vegas bar on closing night. Their latest film, Gasoline Rainbow, follows the experience of 5 teenagers, non-actors again, on a road trip through the open landscapes of Oregon. This isn't the first time the Ross brothers have centered a film on a younger generation. Collaborating with kids runs through their entire filmography. From Chapatulas to Contemporary Color, Second Star, and beyond, the experience of youth has not only been a core narrative focus of theirs, it also profoundly informs their visual language and hybrid approach to filmmaking.
Look at the fucking color of the sky over there. It's like, it looks like a painting. That's like a fake ass fucking.
It looks like Bob Ross painting, bro. Where's the moon?
Right there, you tweaks.
It looks like a big ass block of sharp cheddar.
Much of the Ross's work is about how young people see the world in front of them. But rather than observe this process of looking from the vantage point of adulthood at a remove, they often attempt to inhabit young people's experience by catching the gaze of their subjects, lost in thought. In a simple shot, reverse shot, by cutting to photos and footage taken by the cast, or by getting directly involved in the action, playing, jumping, running. Beyond the scope of their casts or subjects, it's also the Ross brothers' camera that could be perceived as childish. Not immature, but curious, distracted, a little clumsy. Looking upwards, panning away from the action, investigating the frame, as if seeing the world for the first time. Filming in this instinctive way likely stems from an intention common to nearly all of the Ross's films. In interviews over the years, they talk about trying to recall the experience of childhood, the specific feeling of space.
I think it happened naturally because the films that we made as kids were immersive things. It was us going into environments and coming out with a document. We're not doing anything differently now, except we're composing them in the format that people can go see them in a theater.
We could have made, a very sort of dark, seedy, adult underworld New Orleans film, but we always kind of wanted that wide-eyed Pinocchio wonderment. You just see things differently through that lens.
Yeah, because we were those kids, and we did take trips like that, We grew up on Main Street with a window that overlooked it, and we always wondered what happened if you just kept going on that road.
This idea even underlies the films that don't put children center stage. In a conversation with Reverse Shot, Bill Ross talks about the origins of Bloody Nose, Empty Pockets. Their 2015 film Western, set on the US-Mexico border, also seems to stem from early experience.
Early on, our dad would take us to old, cowboy and Indian black and white films. Early little kid memories of that kind of stuff that I guess stuck with us a little bit.
The Ross brothers are attuned to both the subjectivities of their cast and of their own inner kids, readily reaching back to early memory. Being in touch with youthfulness in this way is not only integral to their visual language, but might also be a key impulse behind their experimental blurring of fiction and non-fiction forms. The Rosses don't mix modes of production in order to manipulate or embellish. In their own words, they've always been interested in finding ways of creating documents of experience. Searching for truth is less about aspiring for a kind of objective reality and more about capturing the feeling of being in a particular place at a particular time. For them, the true document is imbued with some level of genuineness, of experiential authenticity. The feelings they capture seem universal, but they are also colored by the Ross's eccentricities and, according to Turner, a lifelong sense of nostalgia. Despite it not being a conscious decision, all their films have been about endings, as Bill explains. The first one, 45365, is about the end of their relationship to their youth. The second, Chapatulas, the loss of innocence. The third, Western, the loss of a certain way of life. Endings also loom over contemporary color, Bloody Nose, Second Star, and Gasoline Rainbow. People in these films often ride a wave of euphoric abandon, while also being aware that they're experiencing something for the last time. They hope, at least for a little while, to postpone the next stage in life. As fellow filmmaker Ramel Ross puts it, the loss is happening while you're trying not to lose it. This discordant double consciousness is reflected in the form of the films themselves. Arresting realism is always offset by a lyrical or dreamlike quality, and a feeling of suspended time. As a result, they occupy a cinematic time-space that is difficult to define. To better understand where the Rosses take us, we can look to their unreleased film Second Star to the Right and Straight On Till Morning, named after Peter Pan's directions to Neverland. The film chronicles the 2017 production of Ben Zaitlin's Wendy on the Caribbean island of Montserrat. Montserrat stands in for Neverland, the place where you can play forever, the place where you never grow up. In it, we see a film crew gradually being swept up in the contagious energy of wildly imaginative children. Second Star captures the feeling of indulging in fantasy with the lingering knowledge that it is only fantasy. It offers a vision of filmmaking as make-believe. Is this why hybrid forms suit the Ross brothers so well? Their films can be seen as lucid daydreams, documentaries, yes, but ones infused with the logic of child play. They let us in on the joyous experience of finding fragile utopias and holding on to them just for a moment before they inevitably slip away. They document Neverlands.
When all the kids go to sleep, I feel scared. But you showed up, Dad. And you picked me up and took me to Neverland. 'Cause I want to stay in Neverland forever with you. And I was glad. 'Cause you stayed there too, Dad. And you didn't grow up. You know what? If a human goes there that is grown up, the human stays the age it is and doesn't die. So that's why I want to go with you. And Mom, she comes to Neverland too. And Wendy does, of course, too. Because I'm going to stay in Neverland forever. Mom stays there too. And you stay there forever. And you stay the same age. And you're glad you're not going to die. And you're glad you'll live forever.
The Ross brothers' films evoke the transitional time early on in life when we become aware of finitude. It is a destabilizing time when we're forced to confront impending loss of places, people, and youth itself, and respond with a mixture of refusal and acceptance, of escapism and preemptive mourning. projecting themselves back into this time from the position of adulthood. The Ross brothers capture the thrill of the present, as if it were a treasured childhood memory.
To pretend that we're sometimes magical, and we like to pretend that we're in movies. God bless you.
Thank you.